I was saying a very good day to you listeners. Thank you for joining us today. Over the last few days, we have been doing some interviews with people regarding the marina decision that was made by the community board and then by the council. Part of the interviews that we ran was a 35-minute chat with Mick Kelly, who's the president of the Whangamata Marina Society. Out of that conversation we had over the weekend, a question was raised, and I thought I would ring Mick back and ask him this question, put it forward to him from one of our listeners, and get a result for the listener, and straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So off to Mick Kelly we go, and we'll ask the question. And I'd like, if we can get an answer on this, to play the answer to our listeners. The question was, would the Marina Society be prepared, as you have obviously total belief in your scientists and professionals that you've used regarding the bar, would you be prepared to offer the surfing fraternity any guarantee that if the marina did affect the bar in any way, shape or form, that the Marina Society would put it right?
Well, I don't know how the hell one would put it right, to be honest. If our firm belief and all our advice is that there will be no effect on the bar, and that's
I can understand that. Yes. But if you have that belief in your professionals, would you not be prepared as an organisation to say, well, if we did something that did affect it, the guy's actually a builder, and he gave me this as an analogy. He's building a property, and what he does affects his neighbour. It is up to him to put that right. And that's the analogy that he used, and that's the question that he wanted asked. That's
the question he wanted, yeah. Well.
And obviously, it's how long is a piece of string? I can understand that the answer to it is, but obviously what they're looking for is some sort of surety that, and he also believes, by the way, that he felt that the fraternity of surfers would be well on the way to being appeased if the Marina Society said, well, yes, we will do everything within our power to put things right.
Well, we'd say, yeah, okay, I'll certainly give you that assurance. We'll do everything within our power to put things right, yes.
Which may include, obviously you're not going to disestablish the marina after it's been built, but maybe look at ways of helping out if things have gone wrong with the bar. Yeah,
certainly we'd certainly look at that. I just can't for the life of me think what one could do if, well, for a start off, you would never know if the bar changed what's caused it. I mean, how would you know? It's all our...
Well, I suppose you would have to look at history and say, you'd go back to your surfers that have been surfing here for 30, 40 years, and, if they said, look, February was always a good month, that's a month when there was guaranteed surf. It seems to be, that's what the surfers tell me, is that February is a very good month for surfing. And obviously, after the marina's built, 2 or 3 years later, if there's no surf in February, or if there's no surf at all, then I suppose that raises the question as that something must have happened to it. But are you guys not actually under some sort of agreement that you have to monitor?
Yes, we are.
What's going on?
We have to monitor the bar, and the monitoring involves actually physically mapping it, the shape of it.
Okay, but it moves, doesn't it?
It moves, exactly.
So are you mapping it in its extremities, where it actually moves to?
Yes, we've done a one map after a storm and another map after a long calm period.
Okay. And does it move much?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it always has moved.
And what about size? Are you talking about moving as in moving, north, east, south, west, or are you talking moving up and down?
It moves in all directions. Certain storms will flatten it right off, and they'll push a lot of it into the harbour entrance, or nearly block it off, in fact, in some cases.
Yeah.
And then you get a period of calm weather, and it goes back to, where it used to be.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing that really affects the bar more than anything is the amount of water going in and out of the harbour, as well as the sort of wave and climate outside. We're, I don't know how many times I've said this, we are slightly increasing the amount of water going out of the harbour by 1%.
Yeah. So therefore, in theory, it should actually improve matters.
In theory, it should improve things. But of course...
Because I can recall talking to surfers that were here, 30, 40 years ago, before we've had so much infill in the harbour, and they have told me that things were better.
Yeah, I mean, you get all sorts of of opinions about that. To go
All anecdotal, of course.
All anecdotal, and none of it is measurable. And that's the difficulty with any sort of assurance. You know, if all of a sudden somebody said, "Oh, the bar's worse than it used to be," it must be the marina. Well, how the hell would anybody know?
Yeah.
So certainly we'd be prepared if any effects could be proven to be due to the marina.
Yes.
We would be prepared to do anything within our power to fix that.
To correct measures, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think that's actually that's very positive, mate.
Well, I mean, I do need that qualification to be put.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Provided it can be shown that it is due to the marina,
Yep.
then yes, we would do anything within our power to correct it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, and I hope what we've done over the last few days has increased the understanding.
Well, I hope so too, because you know, there has been a bit of an information gap. I mean, it's people will only take on board what they want to.
Oh, of course.
And
everyone's swayed by whatever the latest information is. So.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's not easy to deal with.
Appreciate your time, Mick.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.